Hello and welcome to Southern California for qualifying for group number 1 here of the Coke Vanilla Cup Series. Cars jumping out onto the track. Let's see, this is supposed to be, I don't remember. Oh well. Title of the race will be in the video. First onto the track is Preston Pollard. This is a car that missed the show last week at 3 unit, looking to rebound. The 04 currently 25th in the points, but because we're not using this year's points yet, currently the 04 is 42nd in owner's points, probably going to have to make it in on their time again, just like they did pretty much for Daytona. We'll check in on him later. Amy Shelly, still working with that past champions provisional, has made both races in on her own time. Gets passed by Baskinger there, though. Oh. We'll be right back, actually. Okay, we're back. Want to make sure to turn something on that wasn't on yet. But Amy Shelly currently 19th in the points coming into this race. No wins yet, but at least she is in the race. We know that for a fact, just don't know where. Jake Baskinger. Car number 18, he has made both races so far this season, but not off to a great start. Currently, he is 43rd in the points coming in, looking for a great race here. Gonna need one if he's gonna be making these races too much longer. Got credited with being high up in owner's points pretty much to start out the year, but hasn't done a lot with it. Chris Louvier, car 24. He's made both races so far this season, but he is actually currently 15th. He's in the chase right now. If the chase were to have started today, Chris Louvier getting ready to set his first lap of the day. We'll have to see if the top 18, if it works out as good as last week, where the top 18 from this group and the top 18 from the next group make it in. We know that the top 6 will. Currently, that is Troy King, Jake Baskinger, Henry Sanford, Preston Pollard, Sky Commons, and Amy Shelly. Alex Hawkins, one of the cars that missed the show last week. And that really did hurt their car a lot. He was 3rd in points going into 3 unit. He left 3 unit 18th in points. Gonna have to make it in on time again, though, because he does not have any owner's points on this 70 car. Ben Neuwirth, car 23. He's a guy who's been very good at making the races so far this season. Just kind of getting up to speed a little bit. Ben Neuwirth comes into this race 17th in the points. And looking pretty good. I mean, he'll have to get in on time, sure, right now, but looking pretty good to maybe be one of the guys not locked in, but a very good chance of getting into the race on points, if nothing else. Going into race 4. Currently 21st quick, though. His time will be improving, though. Levi McIntyre, 2nd on the board. Has not had a very good start to the year. In fact, actually, he's not in the top 45 in points, which is the only guys I can see on my board. But he is currently 3rd quick in this session, so hopefully things turning around here for Levi McIntyre this season. Stephen Paul III, currently 7th quick on the board in the Holiday Inn car. Missed Daytona, but made the race at 3 unit. And I'm looking for where he is in points. I don't see him. Oh, that's right, because he finished really bad. Okay, so he's not even in the top 45 yet either. He's going to need to make the race and then have a good showing in the race to probably be one of the guys in a good position going into next week. As Levi McIntyre has actually jumped up to number 1 on the board. Let's talk about a guy who has yet to make a race yet, Sam Kurtis. Currently 21st quick on the board. Not a good start to the year. But, I mean, at least they're earning points in that DNQ race, so it's a lot better than it could be. Ashker is still looking to make his first start of the season. We'll have to see if it can happen today. New sponsorship on the 78. Will Lewis, car number 6, another one of the guys who missed the race last week. And I think because he didn't do so well at Daytona, he's actually not in the top 45 in points either. Currently 14th quick on the board. Not sure where that will place him in the grand scheme of things. But Will Lewis looking for a turnaround this week because... Oh, there he is. Actually, he's 42nd in points. So, yeah, looking for a turnaround. Definitely needs to make this race if he's going to be in good shape next week. I don't even know the track for next week. Sorry. Here's a guy who was doing really good this season for not having any points on that car. And right now he's 27th quick. It's Jeff James in the 00. He comes into this race 3rd in points. As it looks like his car is just kind of getting up to speed a little bit. 27th still. Maybe needs some help out there for that Aaron's Dream Machine. But 27th quick right now. Had a good run last week. Up in the top 5 there at the end of the race. 3rd in points, 29 points behind. But, I mean, he could easily be the points leader still leaving here depending on how it goes. Let's see how Jeff James can do. He's actually headed to pit road this time around. Jessica Shelton, car 43. Currently 13th in points, running with Alex Percle on the track. She's had a very decent start to the season. Top 10 last week at 3 unit and the top 20 run, I think, at Daytona. Oh, as Alex Perkle's blowing up in front of her. That means Perkle's going to have to go to the rear of the field if he makes the race. Currently 22nd quick. Finishing statement on Jessica Shelton. I think if she can make the race and just have a solid run, she should be in good shape next week wherever we are at. For Alex Percle, same thing. 11th in points coming into this race. So if he can make the race and do decently in the race, I think he will be in good shape as well. Looking for someone different on the track. We'll do it this way. Okay. So Momo Kari's on pit road. We'll wait for that one later. Neuwirth's on pit road. Lord, we've talked about. How about Dylan Casella? Kind of a shock to see no sponsor on this car. It's done really good at the start of the year. Currently 20th quick on this session. But Dylan Casella comes into this race 6th in points in that 06 car. Top of the Roush boys, even though this car was not probably pegged as going to be the guy who is best on this team, especially now as a rookie. But Dylan Casella doing a good job at the start of the season. We'll have to see if he can improve before the end of the session and get his way into the California race. Okay, Momo Kari now out on track. Let's talk a little bit about the driver of car number 2. Not having a very good start to the season. I think she's made both races, but has DNF'd both of them. As a result, she comes in this race not in the top 45 in points. Oh my god, they are almost 4 wide. This is only qualifying. Oh no, there she is. Okay, 20th in points. I'm sorry, wow. I could not even see the 2. But looking like she's going to be pretty good shape to actually make the race here. 3rd in this session right now. So right now, Momo Kari, I think if she can just get a good run in here and make the race, she should be in pretty good shape for the rest of the season as well in car number 2. Max Neuwirth has been one who has been struggling all season. He has been in both DNQ races so far this season. He's just looking to make a race and not looking much better this week. Right now, 23rd quick for Max Neuwirth. We'll have to see if he can improve on that any. It's just not been a very good season. We're just hoping that Max can make a race here soon. Going over to Kyle Matthews now to talk about him a little bit. This is a guy who missed Daytona, but made the race last weekend. And he did actually really well in that race. He jumped his way up to 31st in the points with a top 10 run in that 09 car. Needs to make the race again and have a very solid run if he's going to be one of those guys who can be in fairly good shape going forward in this season. Because after this race, we will be using this season's points to decide who gets in on points. Very fitting sponsor I see on the number 10 this week, as they have cars on board with Lightning McQueen and the King on the hood of number 10. This is a car that's done very well in the past at Daytona or at California. In fact, the MB2 Motorsports team, and then either them or the number 10, pegged as one of the favorites because that number 10 car for MB2 Motorsports has won the last 3 races here at California. Different team now with that number 10. So a lot of people are looking at him or even the 14 of DJ Curtis maybe to get the job done here today. Both of them looking strong in this session. Sky Commons, though, not been a very good start to the year. He made the race last weekend, though, but does not come into this race in the top 45 in points, so we'll have to see how he can do. DJ Curtis, 9th on the board right now. Currently he's 32nd in points coming in, so he needs to make the race and have a very good showing going forward here. Henry Sanford, 7th quick in this session right now, looking pretty good. He was another one that missed Daytona, and so kind of started the season behind the 8 ball. And looking over here in the points, I don't see him, so it looks as though car 15 is below 45th in points coming in. Mason Powers, good to see him in the top 16 right now. This is a car that has missed both races so far this season, so we'll have to see how he can do. Brennan Patterson right now not looking strong, 24th quick, and he's 23rd in points coming in. Talked about Baskinger. How about, we talked about Neuwirth as well. Did not talk about Kyle Collins yet. 2nd quick on the board. And the pole sitter for Daytona ended up missing the race last weekend at 3 unit. And I don't think he did so well in the DNQ race, but I think he's still pretty good in points. I'm trying to find him right now. I actually don't see the 32 just yet. I'm not going to try and take a big long look at it. But Kyle Collins looking pretty safe to make the race this week. Another fast car in that 32. Jonathan Zorline, 12th quick right now. And he comes into this race 44th in points. Desperate of a good run to leaving here if he can make this race. Tom Shelley right now 22nd quick. He is 4th in points coming into this race, but he should be safe to make the race on points if need be, depending on how many people actually need it. But great start to the season so far for Tom Shelley. We'll have to see if he can continue it. Gene Sanford, 5th quick in the Napa Dodge. A great run so far. And she had a great run and a great start to the season so far. Just didn't quite get it done at the end of the race, falling off late in it at 3 unit. Comes into this race 9th in points though, does Jean. So pretty much if she can make the race and get a solid run, she should be pretty safe heading forward and going into next week, wherever we're at. I forget, I really do. Hiroshi Kazuyoshi is 15th quick, as apparently 15 minutes is not enough time for me to talk about every car. But Kazuyoshi's 41st in points, needing a very good run here today, or here this weekend if she can, or if he can make the race, I'm sorry. But the Japanese import not off to a good start to his Coke Vanilla career. Sam Kurtis, the 66, 25th quick right now. Remember, they got the points from the 0 last season because they felt like he would be less likely to make the race than the 70. And right now, Sam Kurtis, I'm trying to see where he comes into this race in points. He actually comes into this race 33rd in points despite making both races and his teammate missing a race. Which is kind of funny about it if you think about it. If you think about the whole picture of that. We've actually talked about everyone. Levi McIntyre all on his own. Who are the guys around the bubble? And I'm considering the bubble to be about 18th. Louvier to pit road. How about Matthews? He's 17th. He's trying to run with Sam Kurtis and Dylan Casella. Where's Casella at? We talked about him earlier. 23rd quick. Does he improve any? Not yet. And they are into standby time. So Dylan looking for a great lap here. Otherwise, it looks like the 06 might be missing the race. Max Neuwirth is in 11th. Great job for the 4. Again, that's not going to guarantee he's in the race, but I mean, it's looking pretty good. Oh, Casella's to pit road. Okay. So if I remember correctly, the cars locked into the field that we know will start will be Levi McIntyre, Kyle Collins, Momo Akari, Troy King, Gene Sanford, and Jeff James. We know Mary Shelley also will race because she's got the past champions. But a very quick number 38 there, 7th quick on the board for Mary. She should be able to make it in on speed, which is good news for everyone else who's trying to get in on points. But there we go. Time is up, and there is the results as we look at the bottom. Ben Neuwirth, the slowest in this session at 36.76. The fastest, Levi McIntyre, 36.17. Jessica Shelton, Alex Hawkins with the exact same time to the 1,000th of a second. 1,000th of a second between Kazuyoshi and Powers. This is going to be a close field. I can just tell already. We had 3 guys tie last week with the 3-unit qualifying. There's 2 guys tied up there who are both going to be in the race. Going to be interesting to see who can make the race or not here today. We'll be back for Group 2 in a moment. Stay tuned. And we are back for Group number 2. Ready to see who can make the race here today. I didn't even look at the race sponsor. Whoops. As first out onto the track is going to be Tristian Wilhoit, a guy who has had an interesting start to the year. Meaning that he missed Daytona, made the race at 3-unit, but has not had a good start. He comes into this race 40th in the points, looking for a great run. Well, 1, just to make the race, and then 2, a great run so he can hopefully set himself up a little bit better to maybe make these races. Although, hopefully also it'll start going further down the order for the guys getting in on points. Just because we've seen guys pretty high up in points actually miss these races. Eric Powers is also out on track, 27th in the points. Having a decent start to the season. We'll have to see if he can make the race. How well can he set himself up for the rest of the season going forward. Getting just started though. We'll wait till he gets past pit road to go to the next car. Not a lot to really say about Eric Powers. And now we look at his teammate, our most recent winner in the Coke Vanilla Cup Series, Henry Powers, who's having a great start to the year. A great decision to move those points over to the 90 because he's done very well with them. And he's currently actually 5th in the points coming into this race after the win at 3-unit. Top rookie in the points right now is Henry Powers. Second highest is Dylan Casella. Wilhoit now setting a lap though at 37.34, but that one probably will not hold up. We'll have to see what they can go to. What these guys kind of want to get to though for a lap time, just to put into respect, about 36.43 would be where I'd expect them to be at for the bump. Already to a 36.87, but getting on to the next car, Ashley LaPlante out on track as well. She's had a actually a really good start to the year. I just noticed 14th in the points coming into this race. Also has not had to fall back on the provisionals all that much. I mean, sure did it at Daytona, but did not have to do it for 3-unit. So making these races in on time, very good for Ashley LaPlante as well. Let's see if she can hold it up and set herself up well to make the race. Make races here in the future as well. Dylan Young on track. He's had a pretty poor start to the... Well, never mind. He's had an alright start, I'll put it that way. He's 12th in points, would be in the chase right now. But at the same time, he has yet to finish in the top 10 so far in the first 2 races. And we'll have to see if this black Budweiser Chevrolet can make the race and do excellent to try and help their cause going forward. Seth Cole in car 42 on track as well. Let's see where Seth is in points. I'm looking for his name. He's had an interesting start to it, and I can't find it. Okay. Well, Seth trying to make the race here, set himself up well, try and get going with his season. 19th on the board right now as time's really flip-flopping. Mason Neal wasn't very good last week and finished at the back after wrecking his car at 3 unit. Comes into this race. I just found him too. I just saw him 30th in points. So definitely going to need to make the race and then have a very good effort in the race to try and make his way up the standings to try and just make the races going forward. Because rookie's not going to be looking as hot, I think, throughout the rest of the season. Ish Taylor, one of the cars that missed the race last weekend. This was actually one of the shockers because the car that they're using the owner's points of was so high in points that they just... I wasn't thought that they were going to miss a race, really. But having a poor start to the year, I think, because I don't see him on the top 45 in points. Currently 9th quick on the board. We'll have to see if that holds up. 36.53. Top 7 in this session will get into the next session. Their goal lap is a 36.28, which 2 of them are already beat. Those being American Rage and Cosmic Nova. We know that those cars will race already. Ali Nelson currently 3rd quick, just 6 thousandths off of being good to go and making the race. Should be able, well, right now she is in the race because she's 3rd quick in this session, but not having a very good start to the year there for Bill Davis Racing. Didn't start off well at Daytona, and then they missed the race at 3 unit. Currently 38th in points coming in, so they need a very good start. And oh my gosh, look who just jumped up to 5th. That is amazing. Steve Pollard, though, car 27, is 4th quick. Steve Pollard comes into this race 10th in points, coming off a great top 5 run. Almost got the win at 3 unit last week. Came up just short at the end of Henry Powers. Gave it a great effort, though. Currently 6th quick as Charles Sainford now has jumped up to 4th. Eric and Rage, we know will race, so let's talk a little bit about his goal of the race. Right now, 29th in points. So just going to look to make a good run, hopefully, in the race, so that they can actually move their way up the points and try and set themselves up well to be a contender to make the races if they need to fall back on the points, because so far it's been the guys high up in points that have been getting all the provos this season. Zach Kreller, car 20, 36th in the points coming in, had a very terrible start to season, missing Daytona and then not doing well in the DNQ race. Had a decent run last week at 3 unit, but needs a lot more than that if he's going to be a threat to make these races. At least not having to worry about it. Daniel Day, 10th quick right now, 34th in points coming into this race, now 11th quick. That car missed the race last weekend. As a result, only got 4 points in the DNQ race. So not looking so hot right now. They need to make this race probably if they're going to have or be anywhere good in points leaving California. And here's a guy who has not been doing good this season, at least when in terms of qualifying. Austin LaPlante, 26th in points coming in. And the teams that ran last season had 4 provos that were given to them so that they could use throughout the season. Austin LaPlante in the first 2 races has used 2 of that team's provos that they got. So not looking so high. He's currently 25th quick with a 36.69. He's definitely going to need to pick that up because they do not want to have to use a 3rd provisional in just the 3rd race of the season. Axel Casella right now, car number 80, 5th quick on the board, would be racing, guaranteed no matter what happened, should this end this way because he's 5th quick. Top 7 in this session will be guaranteed a spot, is I believe how it works. I don't remember which one is top 7, which one's top 6. That's the real problem. Yeah, it's top 7 in this one because they have more cars. Okay, so right now, yeah, he would be racing. But had a very decent start to the year. I mean, he's 21st in points coming in. We'll have to see if he can pick it up and get a decent run here today if he makes the race. Cosmic Nova in the race, guaranteed. Not really needing to run a lot more, but probably just doing it so that he can, just running so he can get some practice out here a little bit. Third quick now is Austin LaPlante. We know he will race. He jumped it up to second quick, 36.24 with a 5. Welcome to the race, Austin LaPlante. Steve Pollard right now is 7th with a 36.39. Like I said, their goal speed would be a 36.28 with a 0. That was Jeff James. That was 6th quick in the last session. But Cosmic Nova, we know he's going to race. He's 39th in points. Needs a very good run here today if he's going to do anything good going forward. Robert Pollard, currently 25th quick on the board. And he comes into this race, I thought he'd be higher than that, 37th quick, or 37th place in the points. So another car who needs to make the race and have a lot of good things happen for him during it if he's going to be making this at all. Or at least looking good for weeks, the future weeks here. Kenny Bale, currently 17th quick. That car is 35th in points, so not a lot to say. He knows what he's going to have to do if he makes the race. Matt Dixon had to get in on Provo last week. 22nd in points right now, so we'll have to see what he can do. 27th quick on the board. We'll have to see how he can do going forward. William Duncan, currently 24th quick, 36.58. He's had a decent start to the year. It started off with a top 10, or no, not top 10 run, sorry. Just missed the top 10 at Daytona. And then not so well last week. Currently 24th quick. No points for that car, but they will get a Provo leaving here since we're going to be using this year's points. You know he'd like to make the race so that he can at least do something decent to shape himself up well going into next week. Here's a guy who needs something going right for him. Charles Jackson has yet to make his Season 4 debut, at least in the main event. He's been in both DNQ races this season. So just looking for something to go right for a change. He's currently 16th quick on the board. Jay Stella right now is 19th quick on the board. This is another car just looking to make a race for once. He has yet to make a start, and henceforth also his debut. Really, I mean, he's been in these races, but hasn't made a start yet. Looking to try and just make the race. Matthew Moraes, currently 25th quick. Not looking good for him either. Needs to step it up with just 3 minutes left to go. Matthew Moraes currently, or he comes into this race, I don't even see him. I don't even see him in the top 45 in points. I really do not. I'm looking around. Have I talked about everyone? Chris Washer, I have not talked about him. 30th quick. He is the slowest in this session right now. 28th in points, so he definitely needs to make the race and hope for something good to happen. Because otherwise that car is not looking good for next week. Dylan Thoreau, currently 9th quick. We saw him up towards the top of the board. Missed the race last weekend, but comes into this race 24th in points despite that. Earned himself 25 points in the DNQ race, so a very good effort there. But needs to try and make the race if he's going to have anything good go for him. Sam Young, 29th quick, just ran his fastest lap of the session, 36.74. Sam is 8th in points coming into this race, so you know he'd like to make the race, and but I think he's going to be pretty safe going forward, even if he misses this show. Was not quicker that lap though, but currently 29th quick. That will not be good enough. That definitely will not be good enough. We have not talked about the 05 yet. Currently 5th quick on the board. And Charles Sanford comes in this race second in points right now, just 1 point behind the car behind him. So a very great start to the season for a team that wasn't expected to do a whole lot this season. Brand new team that has just absolutely shocked everyone so far this season. 2 top 10s in 2 races so far. Amy Shelly, our points leader, is currently 21st quick and is not looking good to make this race. We can see the points leader missed the race because they do not have Provos to use on this car. Oh my gosh. Unforeseen circumstance, right? Hello. Amy Shelly right now desperate to try and make the race, not in as they run. Haven't talked about Ashley Brock yet, who's 18th quick right here, the Australian. 45th in the points coming in. Needs to make the race and have something good happen probably. Just jumped up to 7th quick. A great lap by Ashley Brock. Got the draft on everyone there and was able to use the top line to get an awesome lap and currently put herself in the field for this race. We have not talked about Jim Casella yet either, who is 9th quick. 36.43 right now. That probably would be pretty safe. Oh, never mind. That's actually 18th. That's the 18th best lap if this was Group 1. So the speed's a little bit slower in this session, it looks like. Just like they were at Daytona. Kind of intrigued on why that is the case. We might end up having to do a little bit different thing here because this will be 2 times in 3 races where Group 1 was definitely the faster group. Maybe just balance the groups out a little bit. Who knows? But right now, Jim Casella 9th quick, looking pretty good to maybe make this race. We're not quite sure yet, but I mean, a lot of things can certainly change. Watching the 18th place time. Oh my gosh. I'm just looking. Wait a minute. Oh, whoa, was sudden. Okay. So that will do it for Group 2. Not quite sure who will make the race yet, but you will know pretty much right after this, because right after we look at or show you pretty much who's got what. 36.72 for Wilhoit, the slowest in this session. Or in this group. But what will happen is now I will do the hard job of trying to figure out who is in the race, and you guys get the easy job because I'll already have the starting grid for you and everything. So stay tuned. Right after this will be the starting lineup for the California race. I don't even know the sponsor of the race. That is terrible of me. I'm sorry. Thanks for watching though qualifying. And we'll see you for the truck race. We have a triple header here at California this race weekend. And like I said, thanks for watching.